Hi, I'm Jacob Fox. I grew up right here in the Central Coast, San Luis Obispo County. I went to Arroyo Grande High School, which is early on freshman, sophomore years when I really started to notice that I was struggling with my mental health and I wasn't feeling great about myself and I was really insecure. I slacked off a lot. I didn't really want to do anything and I kind of just fell out of everything I knew, and I was just very lost and I didn't have direction really of any kind. And I was just coasting along looking for that next thing that was going to make me feel a little bit better. And that took me some pretty dark places and I wasn't doing really well. I struggled with suicidal ideation for a very long time, and it was really hard to figure out because I was going through these bouts of just not caring anymore. I was like, if I'm around by 25, I don't know why, and I shouldn't be. And there was a lot of times like alone in my room at night, just middle of the night, crying, sobbing, just like, tonight's the night, no more. And for one reason or another, I always woke up the next day and I lucked out and I found people and connection that helped me figure out that I kind of did want to stick around. And it's been 2-3 years now and I'm still here. When I first started treatment, I was very much against it, and I wasn't there of my own volition, and my parents were making me, and I was completely awful about it, and I gave them such a hard time, which looking back, I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad. But I didn't care at first. I went and I showed up in that room and I listened to these adults talk to me about tools and growing and coping, and it really did take a while of repeating that process before it started to click of this might be helpful. And as that went on, it was slowly more and more. I would talk to other clients that I was in treatment with, and I would hear their stories, and we would be able to talk about life. And there was people that understood, which was pretty new. It was a pretty new experience for me there. When I first started meeting with my counselor, I was still very depressed and I was low and I wanted nothing to do with it. And as I continued to meet with Tom, my counselor at the time, we would go places and we would do things. We'd go to the park and we'd play basketball, or we would just go get coffee and talk about life. And it was really those simple little conversations while doing something that meant a lot. And they were a big driving force behind me starting to care even a little bit, because I got to see the world from the lens of this person who understood it. They'd lived it and they'd been there, and now they took that and they were giving it to me like a gift. One of my current favorite coping skills that I learned in my time in treatment, probably not super popular, but I absolutely love journaling. I open up my journal and I write to it like it's just a good friend of mine. I'll pick it up while having a rough or an awesome day, and I'll just be like, hey man, here's what's going on, and I'll spill my heart out to that tiny little notebook that I keep in my bag. And that one has been really helpful because there's not always someone that I can turn to and talk to. And so I can do that with that journal. And I tell that book everything. It's got all my deepest, darkest in it. The most impactful thing that I've come to realize in my entire time dealing with mental health, being in counseling, any of the above, is that having a direction is so important. And having that purpose and passion, I account a big part of the reason that I am where I am today, because when I was in treatment, I realized how powerful of a purpose it is to be able to use your experiences to help other people. And I truly believe that that's a big part of the reason that I'm still alive, is because I found that I had a passion for what was being taught to me and wanting to spread that knowledge. And so finding that purpose in something that I want to wake up tomorrow, not just for the sake of waking up tomorrow, but so that I can do something with it and work towards something, that was the biggest game changer there was finding that purpose of, I can use all of this stuff that's been weighing me down to help pick someone up.